Hello, my name is Ava Littlewood. This is my visual presentation of Michelangelo and the story of his life. I have represented his life through a timeline throughout this slide's presentation. Starting off Michelangelo's life. He was born on March 6, 1475. He was born in Caprice, Republic of Florence, Italy. Michelangelo's birth name is Michelangelo di Lodovico Buonarroti Simoni. Unlike lots of families during this time, Michelangelo was born into a wealthy family because of the jobs that his parents had. To the right of this slide is a picture of Michelangelo to represent him. Michelangelo was born to both a mother and a father. Michelangelo had 4 siblings: Leonardo, Buonarroti, Giovanni, and Sigismondo. These siblings were born in 1473, 1477, 1479, 1481. In 1481, unfortunately, these siblings had a mother who passed away. Some surrounding details of Michelangelo's life. In 1488, at the age of 13, Michelangelo left home and went off to study in Florence under the wise knowledge of artist Domenico Ghirlandaio. He spent just around 2 years here, but also spent lots of time in churches appreciating their beauty. He had his big break around 1490 when his work was noticed by Lorenzo di Medici. At this time, his work was brought to the attention of the world and started to expand. Come 1490, he started to work in the Medici household until 1492, creating relationships with these members and also making money. As Michelangelo got a little bit older, he started working on carving both the Sleeping Cupid and St. John the Baptist, pictured to the right of this slide. Years later, he started working on his masterpiece, the Pietà. This painting represented Jesus and Mary at Mount Golgotha. Michelangelo used this painting of the Sixth Sorrow to expand his art abilities and get his name out into the world. Diving deeper into the 1500s, Michelangelo lived in Rome until about 1501. In 1501, he then returned to Florence, Italy, and got into carving different figures. He completed the David and received the commission for carving this figure. This figure later became very popular and is still well known to this day. Between the years of 1501 and 1545, Michelangelo created many masterpieces in his prime of work. He sculpted lots of different sculptures and different types of cave art, with the images depicted to the right. Some of his most popular art pieces during this time were the tomb of Julius II, the carving of Moses, the rebellious and dying slaves, and Rachel and Leah. The image in the top right of this slide is a broad version of the tomb of Julius II, and the one in the bottom left is a more zoomed in picture to fully captivate the work of this. Painting the future. During this time, the painting of the Sistine Chapel was also completed. For about 20 years between the years 1515 and 1535, Michelangelo worked for the Medici family and spent most of his time completing projects for them. In 1524, he was commissioned to design a library in San Lorenzo. This was a very big deal, knowing that Michelangelo had just started out as a 13-year-old boy studying art. Throughout 1536 through 1541, he completed the Last Judgment in the Sistine Chapel. This image is depicted to the right. In 1545, the tomb of Julius II was completed and installed in San Pietro. Reaching the end of Michelangelo's life. In the next 15 years, Michelangelo worked on numerous different pieces of art, all of which became famous, and his name gains fame from around the world. In 1564, He decided to start the second Pietà, but unfortunately passed on February 18th, 1564. His fame was known around the world, leaving over 100 artists to come to his funeral, mourning his loss together. He was an exquisite artist with lots of abilities and lots of drive to become who he was.